After Batman got into a fight with a bunch of the Bat family members and left Damian behind, he confronted Catwoman and Jason because Vandal Savage somehow rounded up all of the thugs Catwoman trained and convinced them to work for him, with their first task being to collect these meteor fragments for him that would make them all immortal and powerful. But as Batman was on his way out to go stop them, Catwoman was alerted by Oracle that Tim had been taken hostage downtown by a bunch of Bruce's rogues, and so even though they weren't on good terms, in an act of desperation, Batman reached out to the Bat family, telling them that he's tired of fighting each other, and that he doesn't expect them to trust him, but he'll trust them to save Tim while he stops Vandal Savage and his thugs. Jason was still clearly upset with him though, because the fear that Batman put inside of him disallowed him to help, but Batman didn't have much to say to him except that he hopes one day that he'll understand. Upon the Bat family arriving downtown, it was pure chaos. The rogues were terrorizing every inch they could, taking out policemen using guns, flamethrowers, freeze rays, and by unleashing Joker toxin and fear gas. But luckily Tim was able to help stop them after Duke Thomas freed him using his cloaking ability to take out Two-Face, who was watching Tim. And once Damian and Cassandra showed up, it was a breeze to put all the rogues to a stop so that the police could arrest them. Meanwhile, Batman and Catwoman were busy dealing with Vandal Savage and his thugs, which was pretty tough considering Catwoman had trained them all, which is exactly the reason Bruce didn't want her to do so. But that was the least of their problems, honestly, because upon arriving, they found out that the small meteor fragments weren't actually sources of power. They were homing beacons for a much larger meteor that was the actual source of power. And the meteor was coming in so fast that it would wipe out the entire eastern seaboard if it hit. So none other than Jason Todd, despite his terrible circumstances, decided to step up to the plate, hijacking Bruce's Batwing and flying head-on into the meteor, causing a massive explosion and seemingly sacrificing his life in the process. And so if you want to see what happens in part 4, let me know in the comments down below.